Hello everyone. So today we will be configuring vSAN over the uh, cluster that we have configured in our last video. So for this test, I will be using v6.5 update 3 vCenter server along with 6.5 update 1 ESXi host. Now I have already configured vSphere HA at the moment. So now we will be setting up vSAN above it. And for the vSAN, I am using 100 GB disk on each ESXi host as a flash storage, which will keep the cache, which will keep the cache with it, and three 200 GB disks as capacity storage, which will be the core storage where the VMs will be residing. So let's start with the demo here. And if you can see, I have a Horizon cluster. Uh, you can see the CPU, the memory, the storage, which is allocated at the moment. It's all minimal. I have not configured anything other than we configuring vSphere HA. If I go to a ESXi host, you can see I have a 100 GB storage, which will be for flash, and three 200 GB storage disks, which is for the capacity storage. It's the same way I have configured all the other ESXi hosts as well. 100 and three 200 GB disks. Let me just quickly show you. All right, so let's jump back to the cluster. And one more thing I want to show you, let me just go back to the ESXi host, the network. So I have a dedicated network that I have enabled only for vSAN, and it's there same on all the ESXi host. One network dedicated to vSAN. If you'll see the settings here, the vSAN option is checked. So it will be only handling the vSAN traffic at the moment, and it's the same on everyone. Now, let's start with the setup here. And before initializing the vSAN, we will have to disable vSphere HA because this is something that we enabled in our last video, but temporarily we need to disable it in order to enable vSAN. So I'll just uncheck this option, hit OK. It will take a moment to make all the changes and configure the vSphere HA feature. Once it is done, we can go to the vSAN General tab, Initiate, Configure. Here you will see some options like deduplication, compression. If you want to enable it, you can do it. You can also configure a vSAN for a fault domain and a stretch cluster as well. You can see the networks that are associated there. Now you can see that I have a storage group of 100 GB disks, which I'll mark as flash, another 200 GB disks, which are hard drive. I'll keep the 100 GB as cache tier and the other 200 GB disk as capacity tier, which will be holding the storage. You can see that it is total 15 disks and for 200 GB and 5 at 100. Now I'll just hit next now. Let's finish the configuration. It will take some time in order to configure the vSAN, and I have fast forward the video so that we don't wait for that long. Once this is done, we'll just enable the vSphere HA that we disabled before initializing vSAN. And again, it will initiate some tasks and it will take some time to update the cluster again as in vSphere HA. So once this is done, we should be able to see a disk, a data store with the name vSAN data store in the data store column of the cluster, and that we will be using to store our virtual machines. So you can see the tasks that are being triggered at the moment. They are yet to be finished. So once this is done, I'll take you to the data stores and show you the data store that is created. It will be a 2.9 terabyte data store as it only shows the value of HDD. You can see it here. So we will be using this one to store VMs. Thank you for watching this video. You have a great day ahead.